This is the Transformers Legacy United versus 4-pack featuring the Prime Universe Cliffjumper, Beast Wars Universe Tarantulas, G1 Universe Squeeze Play, and the only Voyager figure in the pack, Cyberverse Universe Tarn. All three are deluxes. And here is a look up top. Here's a look at the back of the box and the bottom. For this review, we'll be focusing on the Transformers Prime Universe Deluxe Class Cliffjumper. Let's get him out of packaging.
Do I ever need backup? Put a few dings in ya. You want the horns? You got it.
And here is the Legacy United Prime Universe Cliffjumper out of the box. And the figure is a great looking figure. It is a fantastic homage to the old Transformers Prime Cliffjumper. It's really a fantastic redeco and retool of the Legacy United Chase figure, and I'm very impressed at the way this thing turned out. My biggest problem is this figure uses a lot of cheap plastic for its parts, and that's the thing that's bringing this figure down. Let's take a closer look at the details of this new Legacy United Prime Universe Cliffjumper. Head to toe, the figure stands at about 13.5 centimeters tall, or about 5 1/3 inches tall. For comparisons, here he is with a couple of other Deluxe class figures in the Legacy line. We've got the Legacy United 5-pack Deluxe class Hound, as well as the Legacy United Deluxe class Minibot Gears. The figure still comes with the same accessories that Chase came with, albeit instead of clear blue plastic, they used clear gray smoked plastic. You can still form the claw that the Rescue Bot Chase has, and you can obviously still connect it. He still has the police accessories, the siren and the megaphone. You can still obviously put them as claws. This is really useless. It's not going to work for Cliffjumper. I mean, he's going to have some attack claws, which he didn't really have on the show. So it's just a two-way thing that they did with Chase. But really what you want for this accessory is you need to form his blaster, his handheld or hand transformed blaster. His hand would transform, and then it would transform into blasters. It felt like they were Gatling guns or rail guns, but Browning guns, but they look something like this. So I'm glad you could still do it. It's not the most perfect handheld gun. Would have been nice if there were two, but nope, that's the best they could do, and it actually kind of works. As far as mold degradation goes, there's hardly any. I've checked most of the joints, all the joints. They seem to be still very tight. This is the second version of this mold, and I'm pretty sure they're going to redo this mold into a third version. I'm guessing it's going to be a zombie Cliffjumper done in all deep purple with the new face, new head sculpt. It's something that's probably quite inevitable knowing Hasbro. Most of the pieces match the red color, the plastics. There's some nice gunmetal, pseudo-metallic gray pieces here and there. There's a nice paint right here underneath the windshield and the waist piece. The head sculpt came out great. So really nice rendition of Prime Cliffjumper. And I can totally imagine them resculpting this head with a zombified look. Very cool. Now, the main thing that really bugs me with this figure, as I mentioned earlier, is plastic quality. And I'm trying to remember my review of Chase. I no longer have Chase now, but he wasn't as cheap looking as this. Chase actually felt like a very premium figure. And in fact, if I tried reviewing that video that I made, the only complaint I had in terms of plastic quality were these leg pieces, the fender pieces. And it's still the same with this one. They haven't changed anything. It's still kind of cheap feeling plastic. But for the other parts, like this part and this part and this part, the shoulder pieces, they're really looking like cheap plastic. And I don't know if you can see it, but they feel like they're 3D printed. And look at that. Look at that. This one is okay, actually. There's a little bit of gloss going here. The arms are okay. The shoulders are okay. But yeah, to a certain extent, the feet. But look at the heel spurs. I mean, look at that. Look at this. Even the wings. Wings, they kind of look okay, but you can really feel that they're not as premium as what they used for Chase. I don't know why. Hasbro is saying that they use the same plastic for redecos, but for some reason, when they change the color, it becomes cheaper. And that's what really ticked me off. Let's look at this one. See how much premium the hips are versus the leg gray pieces. And I hate to bust out my plastic quality testing instrument, but you can hear it. See, this one, clear plastic, it just sounds so hollow. Unbelievable, Hasbro. This figure could have been the best one in the entire box set, but that plastic quality, it feels very much 3D printed, and I don't know why they were trying to save money on this one. They should have, you know, if they were going to use that kind of cheap material, they could have at least painted it in glossy Iron Man red or fire truck red or something like that, just to give us some really premium feel to it, because they use some red paint on the clear plastic chest or windshield, and it looks great. I loved how it's a little glossy, feels like enamel. I mean, unbelievable. Articulation of the figure, the neck is still on a ball joint. You got a waist swivel. Shoulders can go in and out. You know, rotate forward and backward. 360, you got a bicep swivel, hinge elbow. Wrists go in and out, not because of transformation, just for, I don't know, added articulation. The hips are on hinges. You do the splits, kick forward and backward. You got thigh swivel, hinge knees, and rocker tilt. And if you wanted to see how this Cliffjumper stacks up with the vintage Transformers Prime figures, here he is with, in the background, you've got Voyager class first edition Optimus Prime and his former partner first edition Deluxe class RC, as well as two Decepticons. We've got the Robots in Disguise Viacon, as well as the Robots in Disguise Soundwave, both Deluxe class figures. So the scale is a little on the small side, but with a little bit of imagination, sure, I think, you know, he can kind of fit on your Transformers Prime shelf. But he's missing a bit of bulk and mass, because the old figure was really very hulkish, because this is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in Transformers format. So you got to expect a more hulkish looking figure, and he's on a smallish side. Transformation. You want to go ahead and open up the chest. Open up this part of the chest. Rotate the head back. Fold up the entire chest assembly to form the roof of the car. It doesn't go as flush as I want it to. For some reason in my copy of the figure, there's some gappage, there's some gaps right there. It just stays like that, unfortunately. Okay, you want to go ahead and raise the arms just past the wings. Just gonna leave them right there. Okay, the legs, you want to go ahead and fold the heel spurs. I'm going to go ahead and fold out these pieces right here. Go ahead and fold down the legs. And then I'm going to keep the legs like that. And then the feet are going to fold, form the front part of the car. And you're going to tab onto these cheap Fender plastic. The heel spurs are going to fold down. Then you're going to rotate the thighs and then combine the legs together. Make sure that everything's straightened out, otherwise you're going to have alignment problems. So yep, make sure the thigh hinges are aligned, these hinges are aligned. Make sure everything's neat, squared off. Okay, and then you want to rotate from the hips, that crotch piece, fold everything down. This painted piece right here, you're going to slide it underneath the leg pieces. You're going to fold back the shoulders, and then the shoulders are going to tab in the rear. And then the arms are going to squeeze in, and sort of tab onto the legs. Just make sure everything's good. And then finally, the wings, you're gonna go ahead and just fold them down. And this is the annoying bit about the transformation. The clearance is very tight and you have to find a way to squeeze in those wing panels. And there you have Cliffjumper in his sort of supercar Mustang alt mode. It kind of rolls okay, but not as great. For some reason, the wheels aren't really, something's hindering rolling. I think it's these pieces right here. Yeah, you can roll okay. And then the weapons, you can just plug everything here on the back. You can still plug them onto the sides, however which way you want to, like just like how you do it with Chase. But like this one, Chase has it here. You can obviously plug it here, but I don't know. I don't like having things on the side, especially this Cliffjumper. So what I do is I just try and plug everything in one go right there, and yeah, there you go. Vroom, vroom. And for comparisons, here he is with a standard deluxe class sized figure. We have the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Deluxe class Sideswipe. And yeah, he's a little on the small side, but not too small like a mini bot. He's small-ish, but still right there in the average size of deluxe class as far as deluxe class figures go. And so some final thoughts on this Legacy United Prime Universe Cliffjumper. I really enjoyed this figure. I had a lot of fun posing and playing around with this figure, but sadly, the poor plastic quality problems that this figure has just really puts this figure down for me. I can't honestly imagine why Hasbro can't put a little bit of premiumness into such an amazing figure. They could have easily painted everything in glossy red or even matte finish red like this one on his chest. That was such an easy thing to do because this is technically not a huge deluxe class figure. It's somewhere around the smallish average size deluxe class figure. So they just changed the head sculpt, and I think a little bit of paint would have gone a long way for this figure. And sadly, I cannot give a perfect score to this figure because if anything annoys me, it is cheap plastic and Hasbro trying to save money, just banking on the fact that it is an amazing fan-loved character, and they think that we're going to buy anything that they dish out, especially if it's somebody like this, regardless of quality. And it's a shame. Somebody has to tell Hasbro that they can't keep doing this. We're paying good money for a figure like this, and it's a store exclusive, so you're paying a little more than usual, and it's a shame. The highest I can give this figure is an 8 out of 10. The poor plastic is just really annoying. But if you're okay with that, your standards aren't as high as mine. I do apologize. And you've been looking for a Transformers Prime Cliffjumper for the longest time because the original release of these figures, both versions are just going for ridiculous amounts of money on the secondary and tertiary markets. It's going to be very, very pricey to get the old ones. So I guess this is a close enough substitute just to have one on your shelf. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this Transformers Legacy United versus 4-pack featuring Deluxe Class Prime Universe Cliffjumper. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.